October 9th, 2025. This is When Was That Podcast? A retrospective look at WATP. Hey there, guys. I just got done listening to this episode number 5 of Who Are These Podcasts. I'm going to warn you, this episode's not going to be very good. Let's get into it. Who Are These Podcasts covers the Popped Podcast, original release date, March 15th, 2016. This is episode 5. Kevin and Karl introduce a new live reaction format at 1 minute 20 seconds in. The previous format, as well as the current format, Karl is notorious for being a guy who wants clips and wants structure and wants, he wants to produce a show as much as he wants to be the show. He wants to make sure things are sort of nice and tidy. I have a feeling this episode is fundamental to the WATP that we listen to today, because this episode, Kevin and Karl introduce a new live reaction format.
This week we switched it up a little. We'll be reviewing this podcast live.
Yeah, we're going to do like a Mystery Science Theater 3000 version of the show where we're just going to listen straight through and comment as we go.
And I'm going to spoil it for you. It sucks. But don't take my word for it. At 1 minute 30, Karl says it'll probably suck.
Yeah, this should be a really cool experiment. So,
it'll probably suck.
Yeah, probably. So without further ado, let's find out once and for all, who are these podcasts?
At about 10 minutes in on my notes here, there isn't even a specific clip. This is when I realized the live reaction format sucks. Karl and Kevin cannot do this format.
918 Digital on Facebook. We're at 918 Digital on...
This guy is so Twitter. Boring.
Yeah.
Why does he think he can broadcast? He's monotone. He has no enthusiasm for this podcast at all. Why would anyone care about listening to it?
In the next couple weeks or so, I'll be putting together a Patreon
It's a polar
page.
opposite.
The guys are riffing on the subject's technical skills, but keep going on boring tangents. This episode thus far is about as interesting as this podcast that I'm doing right now, covering them.
Podcasts we've reviewed are terrible, but have an audience. There's a lot of people who listen to them.
Yeah.
I imagine that you and I are...
At 12 minutes, 15 seconds, we get the one ISO that describes this format, this show, the whole situation that we find ourselves in.
It's so monotone and boring.
Yes.
Great.
At 12 minutes, 50 seconds, some of the best improv riffing I've ever heard. Karl's laughing really sells how funny these two guys are.
Games he has planned.
Yeah, what game? All he does is read news articles on this show. What kind of game is he going to play?
He's going to play chess on air. All right, we'll play chess.
He's going to play Show Me on the Doll where your uncle touched you. Combine the two.
At 14 minutes, 30 seconds, I realized I'm now numb to the live commentary. It's all just noise. There's nothing funny. There's nothing funny here in this episode. It's just retarded.
Vagina. And then maybe we could talk about dick pics and penis pics.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, here we go.
At 18 minutes in, I realized the sterile noise was actually made worse by the total lack of audio ducking. We now hear 3 chuckle fucks talking over each other. This episode is bordering on unlistenable.
I have the internet. I can find the news stories. I don't need this guy to tell me what the news stories are.
It's Weekend Update with a character by Kevin Nealon that no one's ever seen called Monotone Man.
I can picture that.
Hello.
That's hilarious. I like that. It's Kevin Nealon's new character called Not a Broadcaster.
Right. Okay.
Small business like this woman is making very good money from dick pics, which I don't personally.
20 minutes 40 seconds. Kevin and Karl's live commentary is as bad as the subject's droning.
Yeah.
I find that hard to believe because it looks like it hurts a lot. But they
Here
said
we
it
go.
doesn't
Here's
really
the
hurt that much.
commentary.
Right.
He's not just
They're
reading the
wearing,
news, Kevin. He's
the
also
traditional
offering
kind
up
of
some of
armor
his
that you would
own
expect
commentary.
knights to wear.
His own interesting takes
The
on
back of
everyday
their
life.
legs is
Yeah,
unprotected.
here's my
so
take
would
on it. I
imagine
think
that
he punched
sword
the head
comes
with
around
hurt.
and the swords are
I
blunted.
think
of course.
that would make you
If the
talk
sword comes around and hits the
monotone,
back of their
and
leg,
I would
that's
not
going to
like
hurt
that.
like a mother.
42 minutes through the end of the episode. I don't know how you make good content out of Popped. Popped is the first podcast these guys have covered so far where it's just a guy monotonally talking into a microphone about things that he should be passionate about, things that other people certainly are passionate about, but he just wants to talk like this. He just wants to, he's talking like he just wants to get through it. There's no passion. There's no fun. There's no drama in Pop's voice, but that's the issue. If you have nothing to say, you can't dramatize nothing and expect something to come out of it.
Like the singer from NXS.
Is that how the singer from INXS killed himself?
Yeah, you don't remember? You didn't
I
know
didn't know that.
that is how the singer Michael Hutchins from NXS.
I thought he was just depressed because his band sucked. He actually was trying to get off.
Yes, he was trying to have an ejaculation, and
Which is why at 42 minutes, I wrote, the subject episode is over and Pop sucked. But this episode is also trash, as evidenced by the last several minutes, where the guys discuss autoerotic asphyxiation. This was so far the worst episode. This format does not work.
Side Blonde, a NXS song that was released in 1983. I'm way.
Let's talk about our next show. So this episode, we did an experiment, and I thought it was fun. We just kind of let the show run and talked over it. We'll probably do that again.
I'm not even going to try to find which Popped podcast this episode covered. There's a million of them, literally, I counted. My critique isn't even of the critique of the subject matter. The subject matter sucked. But the live reaction format, the idea that Karl is capable of doing a live reaction sort of show, the kind of show that Revenge of the Sis does, where these guys, they watch something and they react to it and they make jokes. Kevin and Karl do not have the chemistry that Royce and Mersch have by a long shot. Different presentation styles are going to work better with different formats. I now wonder if Karl remembers this episode as the reason why he has to demand of everyone around him, no, we need clips, we need structure, we need format, we need an intro and an outro. We can't just wing it. I watched the Stuttering John's 60th birthday emergency broadcast. Karl can be funny, but this format just did not work. This format was a total shame.